up, everybody? It is Tuesday and we are on to a new video. Today we're going to be talking about setting intentions. We are on worksheet number 19 in your workbook number 2. I'll put the link down below if you don't have your workbook yet, so you can get caught up with that. Let's dive right into what I mean by setting intentions. If you are sick of doing the same thing over and over and over, making the same mistakes, feeling the same way every day, this is for you. This is what you need to listen to. Setting intentions. Let's just talk about an example of what this might be. I had somebody I was talking to once. Oh, Marley wants in. Hold on. Stand by. Okay. Marley does not like to be out back with Titus too long because Titus really thinks they're best friends, and Marley does not agree with that. So she comes back in pretty promptly. Okay, so back to an example. I was talking to somebody once about setting their intentions, and we were talking about weight loss, and they were, really struggling with getting down to their ideal weight. They also had some struggles with, what they could eat in their diet, and it's really difficult. It was not something that they had had to deal with their entire life. It was kind of a new thing that came up, so that made it more difficult too. So we were talking about an event that they went to, and the event revolved around food. It was like one of those things where my husband and I a couple of years ago went to this barbecue fest, and the whole event was centered around food, and that makes it really difficult. So our conversation around this was, we need to set new intentions for our days. If your intention is to lose the weight and you're going to a barbecue festival, our intention no longer gets to be, I am going to eat as much barbecue as I can. I'm going to get my money's worth. I'm going to try everything. And then I'm going to leave there feeling sick and awful and like, oh my gosh, why did I eat that much? So our intention before we go, we need to think in our head, okay, I can't be focusing on all the delicious barbecue I'm about to eat. I know that's sad, but I need to think about, what are the intentions? What are things that I'm going to reroute my brain to when I start getting down about, I can't eat as much barbecue as I want because my goal is to lose this weight. So before you go, you're going to be thinking, all right, my intention is going to be maybe spend time with my husband. I'm going to make sure the entire time we're at this barbecue festival, I am connecting with him. We're talking, we're laughing. I'm paying attention to what he's discussing with me. And my intention then is not to eat the most barbecue out of everybody at the barbecue festival. It is to go to the barbecue festival to connect with my husband. Maybe your intention could be, I am going to take as many steps as I can at the festival. I'm going to try to get in my, 6,000 of my 10,000 steps. Maybe that's your focus at the festival. So rather than having your focus on, I can't eat the barbecue, I love the barbecue, this sucks, you need to shift your intentions to, I'm going to connect, I'm going to focus on my steps, and these need to be set before you go. And your brain is going to go back to, I love barbecue, I'm so sad I can't eat all the barbecue, and you are going to consistently reroute it to, no, this trip, this barbecue festival is not about stuffing my face. It's not. I'm not going to wake up in a month and be like, oh my gosh, you remember that day I stuffed my face? That was so fun. That's not necessarily what memories are made of. We're going to be like, oh, remember that day that we went to that barbecue festival and we were laughing and we were having a great time, and those are the memories we make. So set your intentions differently. One of my good friends and I, this was a couple years ago before I was pregnant with Adeline Ray, we loved to ride our bikes on the Katy Trail. And we had set a goal that we were going to ride 1,000 miles that summer. So we were all like, this is a great idea. We're going to do this. And midsummer, when it was like end of July, beginning of August, it was over 100 degrees several days. It was miserable. And we were like, why is this goal? Why did we set this goal? What were we thinking? And if you scroll back far enough on my Facebook, you can see the update post. It was probably 2 years ago, but you can see the update post we posted every time we would ride, and we would keep everybody updated on what mile we were on, mostly to hold ourselves accountable. So anyways, the goal turned into ride 1,000 miles in summer-ish. So I think we ended it maybe in September, the end of September, beginning of October. We rode that 1,000 miles. And so we're in Columbia, and we figured up it would be like from us riding to Columbia down somewhere into Florida. I can't remember exactly where it was. We looked it up. But anyways, how does this have anything to do with setting intentions? So about midway through the summer, when we were like, oh my gosh, it's so hot. I'm so sick of riding my bike. This is not even fun anymore. I would purposely, on the way to meet, to, ride our miles for that night, set an intention. I remember doing this numerous times. What is my intention going to be for this bike ride? And I remember some of them being like, I'm going to ride this ride and listen to all of the wildlife. That's my intention. I'm not going to be focusing on how hot it is, how much this sucks. My intention is just to listen to all of the wildlife. I remember another intention was I'm going to think of all of the things that I am thankful for on this entire ride. Like, I have a nice bike. I have the freedom to be able to go out and ride. I have a friend that I enjoy riding with. And the entire bike ride, the whole 2 hours we were riding, I was thinking of when those thoughts of like, oh my gosh, it's so hot. Why am I doing this? I should be at the swimming pool. Rerouting that to, what am I thankful for? What am I thankful for? And I remember one other one was, I remember one day thinking, okay, this is going to be my ride where I just push myself. I'm going to see how quickly we can do this. I'm going to get it done as quickly as we can. I'm going to try to beat my own time from, the previous week on this amount of miles. So setting intentions for those days that were really tricky was so helpful to keep my mind in a positive place. That 20 miles would have felt like a gazillion miles if the whole time I was telling myself how much it sucked. So that is a couple of examples of what I mean by setting your intentions. Pick out those times that you really struggle with, the food festival, or a difficult goal that you've set. And during that time, before you start, I want you to set an intention. And each time, your intention can be different for the same event, but it's so great to have something to reroute your brain to while you're doing it. That's more positive. It'll keep you going. So that is our topic today. It was worksheet number 19 in your workbook. I'm going to put a link right up here. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you go ahead and do that. So every time I put out a new video, you're going to get a notification that is up. I think that is all. I can't think of anything else. So bye-bye.